It wasn't enough to have to see Tuli struggling over not being able to embrace Mine and give her a big hug. Now we have to have an episode dedicated to the mom and the father having the same problem. I just so badly, especially the mom. Especially the mom, like, I got so teary-eyed, like, oh my gosh, let this woman embrace her daughter. Let her embrace her daughter, please. I think the father Gunther handled it so well. I love how he gives, like, this imaginary hug. I like how the mom's like, I seen her, and I so badly wanted to hug her. Her face, she looked like she wanted to be spoiled so bad. I mean, that's literally what she does with Lutz all the time. She wanted to be spoiled by a mom or a dad, somebody, which, again, is this whole situation. Mine is so wrapped up in her duties that she doesn't get a moment to breathe. That's the sad reality. If Mine wasn't an isekai, this would be abuse. Like, what she's having to go through is horrible for a child. Again, that's what the problem they ran into with, Bridget when she first was getting her duty. And Fran had to kind of put her in a place like, yeah, this is the role of what she's supposed to be doing. Bridget's over here going, that's too much. Yes, Mine is an adult inside that child's mind, and so she's able to handle this, but any other kid, this would be damaging. And the mom is standing there looking at her daughter, this child, and going, she wants to be pampered. She wants to be spoiled so bad. Gunther, you get in there and give her that big hug. I love how Tilly's like, don't do that. Dad, you can't do that. He's like, don't worry, I'm not actually going to hug her physically. Don't worry about that. And he does it so well. And the moment he sees her, it's just, I'm going to take care of you, girl. Like, he gives her like this imaginary bear hug, and she feels it, and she just lights up. I like that old dad. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, it was so good. What a solid episode. Before I get too into the weeds with this whole thing, I have to say, goddamn, what studio? This has got to be another studio. I do not see this being this studio. I mean, there's been the obvious assumption that I had even going into this whole thing that I didn't think this was going to get like Attack on Titan, some crazy Wit Studio budget. I assume this is some kind of side project for Wit Studio to do on a low and not really having too much money put into it in time. This seems very low budget. This seems very poorly timed or put together because, goddamn, this episode, I mean, it's been pretty over this entire season, but this has got to be this is easily the worst. Something bad's happening. This is again, we're getting back to pretty much the previous studio's quality, and again, I think they did a good job for what they had. But this episode was rough. This episode was extremely rough. Like that whole scene where they go get the kids and they go up to the door and the guy walks out the door. Is like, what was that? The whole sequence with the new kids and them rushing in there after Mine. It's like, what is this quality? This is rough. This is real rough. So, I don't know. I just wanted to get my opinion out there that I expected this. I wasn't expecting insane quality. I set expectations back when they first announced it was going to Wit Studio. I didn't want to completely get sold on the idea that it's going to be credible quality. But goddamn. That aside, let's get into the episode proper. Let's just do it by segment. Most of this beginning segment was about, again, pretty much everybody going to see Mine at some point. With the whole situation with the new monastery, it's nice that we have Ferdinand sort of kind of... It seems like he did her a favor by getting Gunther involved. Like, I'm going to go to the East Gate. She immediately knew. Like, he even calms her down and says, hey, don't get ahead of yourself. You're not going to be going on by carriage or anything like that. But work with me here. Like, it's almost like he's saying, I'm not giving you full access to your dad, but I'm trying to get you something here. I think there is an element of sort of seeing the hard work that her father was doing as well. Gunther is a hardworking man. He's in a good position. He's been promoted and everything like that. But, going out of his way in order to get him involved was great. But, yeah, the whole thing with the mom as well. Mom pretty much just... the mom was legit like... I want to see her too, and just cut scenes, and Mine's like, wait, oh yeah, this lady, she was involved with your hair ornament too, so we brought her as well. So dorky. Gets in the private room, and she's immediately like, what the hell? What, you couldn't even warn me or something like that? It was super cute. I love that whole segment. But again, this hurt so much, because the moment they were in that private room, I'm like, oh, this is what I was asking for. Just like I wanted with Tuli, you can finally embrace each other because you're in the private room. Then that whole cutback, and I'm like, oh yeah, the noble part. Completely forgot about the noble part. I was getting so frustrated. Why not embrace Tuli? Because that last little part in that clause. It wasn't the part about, you have to see her as dead and you can never claim her as family again. It was that last part that I completely forgot. You must treat her as a noble. That's the killer point. Everything else it's fine because even if they're not seeing her as family, they could still embrace her as a friend or something like that. No, it's the noble part because these are commoners. They can never embrace her. Now, yes, we've had commoners and whatnot get pretty close to mine, so, there's that whole thing there. But again, they don't have contracts like this family. This family has to do that. They can't break the rule. So, I don't know, hopefully eventually they'll find a loophole. They'll find some way around it. I hope. Mine's probably going to eventually break the contract somehow or figure out how to get around it or something like that. Maybe there's a clause in there that they can eventually annul it. Or just make the family nobles. Just make all Gunther and all them family members, make them all nobles. I don't know. I want them to be happy together again. It sucks. Anyways, yeah, that whole segment there was great. Her barely touching her. And that warmth that just kind of stays with mine the entire time. She's working her butt off and she's still like feeling this warmth from her mom. It's like, oh, stop. Oh, that was so good. It was so good. And then, yes, having Gunther eventually have to escort them and work with the monastery. Every time they're working at the monastery, he's always going to be present. All that kind of stuff was really great. Again, Ferdinand working good to kind of give mine something there. It's really good. I love that stuff. But yeah, I love that whole scene with Gunther coming there. My girl, I got you covered. That brief little moment of being able to touch his hand. Oh, I love it. But no, other than the family members and their little brief moment being able to get together, we, of course, had the whole monastery itself getting set up and eventually going to get some children, getting some gray robes over there first, take care of the children, and eventually going to the mayor of this area and getting some children. And apparently them having a couple of them were missing, very quickly realizing that this guy is just selling off the children on the side. And yeah, they get them to call him out there. Seems like he's not going to give up. Seems like he's probably got some sort of agreement or something that he's in debt for, that he has to get this money, and so he needs one of them in order to sell them off. I'll be curious if it is simply that he had somebody already pre-established that he wanted to send, or he has some sort of debt that he has to deal with. He had some sort of thing that he was holding on to, which I'm guessing is an agreement. But we'll see. But it doesn't seem like he's going to be giving up. I'd be curious if it ends up being something more in the idea that, like, I think it was Nora was the name of that one. Whatever one he brings up at the end, I'm wondering if that particular child has something special about themselves. Maybe some sort of mana. I doubt that, because then she'd have to have some way of dealing with it, but we'll see. But yeah, it seems like he's not going to be over yet. But yeah, I like that whole sequence there. Again, her first meeting all the children. I like the fact that she gives them all a choice. And again, this is one of those gray area kind of aspects about Mine's story, is the idea that she's making this whole printing business, and she's taking advantage of a certain type of labor, and that is child labor. And it's always kind of presented the idea that these children are orphans, they have no money, no food or anything like that, and in order to be able to provide them that, she's making them work for it. And there is sort of a questionable aspect there, where she shouldn't be doing that. She should just be taking care of the children. So she's kind of presenting it to the children as, you have a choice. You don't have to come with me. But if you want to, I'll give you a place to stay. You got to work for it, but you can get food. I'm going to give you a place to stay. You're going to have food, everything you need. You don't have to come with me. And in the end, like, only 4 of them actually come there. Only 4 of them, and of course, there's like a side of it that they want to get away from this stupid mayor because he's going to sell off the kids. There is an aspect here of wanting to get away from them, be staying together, that kind of aspect there. But it is still like an element of her giving that choice and ultimately them taking that opportunity. So, but yeah, the whole segment with the kids themselves was very interesting, because after this whole scenario plays out, Ferdinand starts to press upon Mine this idea of not expecting everything to go the way that she wants it to go. Because Mine always kind of addresses these situations as, okay, I'll give kind words, I'll say the things they need to hear, and then things will resolve, right? He's trying to instill upon her that you're going to have to learn to be a little more stern. I think that's really what he's playing on her. You can't always just say kind words and expect things to play out. You're going to have to get nasty every now and then. You can't always assume things are going to go conveniently your way. You must be the one to force things to go your way. He's trying to get her, I think, to act more like the priest that she's supposed to act like. To make demands and tell people where they need to be. Put them in their place. And we see that play out as, yes, the kids come in there, they've all been washed, and she's trying to instill upon them the grim reality here. Yes, you've been accepted into this place. We're going to take care of you. We're going to give you food and everything. You're going to work for us, all that kind of stuff. But straighten up the way you act. She's trying to push upon them, no, you don't answer. She answers. Age, name. There's going to be nobles coming in here. If you don't address them properly, it's going to be seen as disrespectful, and they will execute you. Name and age. Like, it's basically you have to answer when people speak to you. You can't just let somebody else do that. It's like this kind of tough love aspect. I want you to survive here. I'm going to take care of you. Follow what I'm telling you. If you do what I tell you, things are going to go very well for you. If you don't, it's not going to go well. And again, I think that's what Ferdinand's trying to put upon her, and she's going to have to start learning how to be very strict about this stuff to keep things going well. She does have an understanding of these commoners. She's dealt with these orphans before, but now she's got a lot more on her plate. She's going to have to be much more quicker and much more stern about this stuff. But no, the other two, the brothers coming into the picture, I'm like, what were you expecting? That was definitely experience of what were you expecting. But again, like she said, these are commoner kids. These kids have never experienced nobles before. It's not like they're walking into the noble district and dealing with nobles all the time. These are kids that are in the commoner area. They've always been the commoners. There's a chance they'd never met a noble. They don't know how to act. They just immediately see this and they lash out. Now, yes, I kind of question, like, what did they see here that was so dangerous? Mine standing in front of their sisters? What are you doing to my sisters? Like, what the? Chill out, gross. Like, you separated with them earlier when they were cleaning, and now suddenly you're angry? They've been apart this entire time. Did you attack everybody in the bath? It was a little bit over the top, but yeah, them getting knocked down and a little bit of a stern realization there. Like, you have to chill out. Same with the whole situation after they eat and they go to get the, place to stay and everything. They have to separate them. These kids not realizing that you have to kind of play by our rules. Like, this idea that you have to eventually learn to play by our rules. And it sucks because you have Ferdinand sort of instilling upon Mine to be more stern, to force things to go your way, to be a lot more clear with these kids, but at the same time, them lashing back at her with almost like a reality check of, like, maybe you're being a bit too tough. Like, maybe you've overcorrected to be more like Ferdinand, and you've lost a little bit about what makes you great. Like, Mine has always been a very nurturing person, and Ferdinand's very stern. And they balance each other very well. But now she's gotten a bit too into the stern Ferdinand side, and she's going to bring that other Mine back into the picture. But yeah, the kid lashing out, saying that, don't you understand the feelings of people who don't want to separate from their family? That hits her so hard. It hits her so hard, like, yeah, I do. And Fran's the one that steps up and smacks the boy. She understands more than anybody else. Fran, there's like a moment of like, Fran, you're bringing up a little bit too much information. There's a lot of what you're revealing right now that they don't need to be knowing. Look, let's take a little bit of a step back here. You've divulged way too much information, but I love it though. Like, him getting angry for her sake, saying, yeah, she was seen for her talent. She's had to give up everything. She's so busy. She's working day and night. She has no time to even see her family. And even as we're seeing right now, with the fact that she's no longer going to the cathedral much, she's probably not going to see Tuli or Eva much more. Her mom and her sister, she's probably not going to see much of. She's going to keep seeing Gunther, which is great. But there's a chance that Tuli and Eva is never going to be seeing her for a while, because she's not going to cathedral anymore. It's like this separation that's happening, and she's always busy, and she's completely separating from her family. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. I doubt she's ever going to be able to see her brother, because what's the excuse they can bring up for Eva bringing a child in front of a noble? It sucks. And Fran's like trying to push it upon them. You don't understand how much he's gone through. I love that though. Seeing his hand. Like, this is not something he wanted to do. This is a guy that never gets angry. He's getting angry for my sake. He's doing this because of me. He's hurting for me. Just go up there, grab his hand. Grab the hand thing. I was like, oh, Mine, come on. It was so good. It was a good little scene there. It sucks because this episode was like so like rough around the edges with the animation and the quality, because it's like, it's such a good episode. Like, I got so teary-eyed multiple times, and every now and then have these kind of points where it's like, looked a little bit rough right there. It sucks because sometimes it's just, you want to ignore it, but sometimes it's hard to. But I like Mine's kind of follow up here. How she understands that pain and anxiety that they're going through and entering a new world, paralleling with them what she experienced coming to this world. I came from my world where I had these books and everything I wanted, and then I get transported to this world, and I'm with this poor commoner family. We barely have much food on the table. There's not all these nice amenities and things that I've had in my previous life, and I don't even have books, the one thing that I love the most. Everything was ripped from me, and I had this anxiety in this new world. But how did she find peace in this new world? Family. And with me, you're going to stay together. when you're back at that other place, that guy was trying to sell your sisters. You're safe here. You're just not going to be able to sleep in the same room. That's all. You're just not going to be able to sleep in the same room. Can we come to an agreement here? I'm going to give you everything here to get rid of that anxiety. You're just not going to be able to sleep in the same damn room. Can we come to a happy medium here? It was good. It was again, very emotional episode. Some really good points in here. Fran, MVP in this episode. That and Gunther. Gunther's little, like, you know, hug, like, distance hug was really, really fantastic. But yeah, I had a little aftercast with Fran and Ferdinand yelling at her. You can't be letting these kids walk all over you. You can't be letting them disrespect you like this. And you get really bad when you get angry. People get, you know, in trouble when you get angry with your mana. So you got to be careful there too. But yeah, we wrapped up the episode with the mayor saying that he has to at least get Nora back. You knew that was going to happen, right? I think the moment that they took those four and he was looking all angry, it's like, this isn't over. This ain't over. And even having Mine and Ferdinand pretty much confirm it afterwards. Yeah, this isn't over. He's pissed. He's pissed. Gonna have to put him in his place. The good thing about this whole situation with the mayor is it's at least going to open up an opportunity for Mine to be able to prove that she's going to protect them. That this mayor is going to come after Nora. They're going to be going to Mine saying they took Nora. And then Mine's going to handle the situation and prove to them that, like I said, I'll take care of you. I will keep them from touching you. So, anyways, solid episode. Looking forward to more as always. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, hit the like button down below. Until next time, take care.